All right, welcome in to Tuesday number 76, presented by the Boston Chris Show. Man, it's almost like we just recorded episode 75. Yeah, that's because we did an hour ago. Man, it's so awesome to get to do this each and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Twitch and Facebook, and I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us right now. And also for you folks in the future that are checking us out on the YouTube, thank you as well. You guys make sure you're following along, like the video, and I love you guys for checking us out. This week is very special, and in fact, the entire month of March is pretty special, with 1 week into April as well. So basically, the next 5 weeks, we will be chatting with the artists that will be forming the lineup for Forge Fest 2026, which is taking place on April 11th in Ben Wheeler, Texas at the Forge Bar and Grill. And we're excited to chat with all of these artists over the next several weeks and hopefully see you guys on the ground on April 11th in Ben Wheeler, checking out and enjoying some live music. And this week, to kick us ourselves off for this month of presenting you the artists of Forge Fest, is Kirk Harper. That's right. And we're going to get into it with Kirk straight away. Let's get over there right now. What is up, gentlemen?
What's going on, man? How are you?
So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys introduce yourselves for everybody who is watching. Just tell us who you are.
My name is Kirk Harper,
Jesse Bedwell.
and we're from Kirk Harper and the Great Unknown.
So what, I guess first question, if I was seeing the name for the first time, I'd have to ask, what makes you guys the Great Unknown?
You never can tell who's going to be on stage. You never can tell what we're going to play. And there's never any kind of set thing we do. It pretty much kind of depends on, who's there at the show and who shows up. We've got a kind of a cast of characters that come around and join us whenever they're not gigging somewhere
So that
else.
means you're just pulling people up from the crowd, just halfway through the gig. Hey, you know this song? Get off the stage. Let's go with this guy.
Kind of feels like that sometimes. It does. But it's the weirdest thing is we've got a group of guys. We've got a couple of bass players that are dear friends of ours. We've played so many years together that we kind of know what each other's doing, and so it just kind of depends on who will show up and what nights they're off sometimes. But primarily there's three of us. It's me, Jesse, and Mike Birch, and we kind of do almost an acoustic kind of presentation, small and kind of quiet but high energy. Being around a lot of the venues around town, that you get into places that are smaller rooms. People are either eating or visiting, and you have to really kind of tailor that because not every place is a concert.
Yeah.
We've just been really blessed and fortunate that our original music comes off in an acoustic setting, and people seem to enjoy it, and we kind of pack the most in. And at our age, we don't like to carry a whole bunch of equipment around anymore. So a couple of acoustic guitars and a cajon kit, and you're kind of good to go.
All right, look, you're telling too many secrets for the young musicians out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't be giving away all your secrets. Otherwise, you'll have no place to fish anymore. You know what I mean?
Yes, lots of stacks, full stacks, Marshalls as loud as possible.
That's right. 9 microphones. Yep, I got you. So so this is a worldwide show, and we feature artists from all over the planet. So I got to let folks know that Kirk and Jesse are from my backyard of East Texas, and kind of tell people where you guys grew up in the area.
We grew up. Jesse and I both are White House Wildcats.
Okay.
Grew up over there when it was still a small school, and we didn't have anybody famous from our school. So
Yeah.
We didn't have any Super Bowl champions.
That's right.
We pretty much designated to Lake Tyler and the Point, and that was kind of where we hung out at. And we don't dare give our age away because it's even too high to count. So we're
that's a lie.
Oh,
Oh man! So we were talking off camera a little bit that the love of music was there for both of you guys all along, but that you guys just had kind of reconnected. Not just you two, but others as well. That you all have kind of reconnected and kind of taken the music to a different level. What does that look like for you guys at first? Like, because the way you were describing it to me off camera was almost like, just chatting and shooting the shit and then being like, you know what, let's do this. Why not, right?
in a little bit, yes. Essentially, it was like that. We all had our individual kind of careers, so to say, in music and families and all of that. And when we ended up back in Tyler and back around each other, I was playing out quite a bit, doing a lot of solo stuff, and then I've had a couple of little band iterations around town over the last probably 5 years, and it just so happened that everybody kind of came back together and just ended up back in Tyler. And when that happened, because of our background together, it was kind of a no-brainer. Hey man, let's get together and play. And I had Jesse come out and do some stuff like at TXM Tyler and Lindale and Republic Ice House and all the places around here. And he just kind of slid in without a set list, without anything, plugged in, and I'd say, hey, it's in A and it's a 154 and we've heard this song 1,000 times, so let's just go. And that turned into, it just got us back into the chemistry that we had when we were teenagers. And it was one of the neatest things for us. And then we were out at Lago, and Michael Birch shows up, the drummer, and with Eric Dobbins and like all tons of these guys that we all grew up around.
Man.
And it was just I said, hey man, I know everybody in town is going to be wanting you to come in, and play. I said, but we've had some gigs. If you were interested, he goes, dude, I'm there. And we did 20 shows together in about 3 months, and just our chemistry and our background together and all of those years of just experience together just really made for a beautiful musical experience for us.
Yeah.
And that took us in a whole kind of different thing to where, hey, let's be creative within this endeavor. Let's not just go out and play shows. And so we've been writing new material for about 3 months now, and hopefully we'll have something to release maybe mid to late fall of this year.
Okay.
Which we're hoping for. That'll be brand new. And to be honest, we've got some of the easiest stuff we've ever written together. And as far as the experience of playing together, I'm honestly, for me personally, I'm having the most rewarding musical experience of my life where I am now doing what we're doing. Well, more so than the the grind that we were all on for the last 20 some odd years. It's weird. We're at home every night, we sleep in our own beds, and life goes on, and we get to just be, normal, go to work. And when we get together to play music, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I've seen your name around town for a while, Kirk. Playing solo mostly, but also playing for other folks as well, and kind of hooking up in different projects and stuff. Always kind of wondered who you were and what you were about. So this works out pretty well for me. I love that you're talking about, gigging and coming back into that kind of life. And gigging can be, especially in this area, man, I hate to talk shit about East Texas, but it's there. Gigging in this area can be very cover-centric, right? So being original, when it's so cover-centric, it can be difficult on your creativity. So what makes you decide as a gigging band to be original and try to show folks in your audience that you are an original act as well?
Well, all of us grew up in original bands. Well, we played covers when we had to, but songwriting was our first love, and
sure.
That's what we wanted to do. And like you said, in order, what we found is that around here, you don't tell anybody it's your song. You play a couple of covers that everybody knows, and then you stick a song in there that seems obscure, and then if somebody asks, you go, "Oh yeah, by the way, that's one that we wrote." So you kind of have to, I guess, because of the kind of songwriters that we are, we naturally kind of tend to write things that are within the family or genre of the stuff that we play because it just happens to be the kind of music that we like. And so I think there's a certain amount of craftsmanship that goes into that. I think just naturally to where we end up, a lot of our songs fit with a lot of the cover songs that we do anyway. So it makes it an easier transition to slip those things in. And if you're a songwriter, you just never quit being a songwriter. You're always going to be doing that. And then if you write something halfway decent, you're like, I think we need to play this in front of people. So it's just been kind of a natural thing for us. And I think because it's so cover centric around here, that it's important for songwriters to actually stretch their limits. And
Absolutely. Yes.
You're still an artist.
What do you think has to change, Kirk, in the area for original artists to be heard a little bit more? Because it is so cover heavy around here, and I feel like a lot of bands get pigeonholed in having to do those covers, and that can kind of stifle your creativity. There's so many amazing original artists here in East Texas that I feel are being stifled. So what needs to change, do you think, in your view?
Honestly, I think more than likely it's probably on the listener's end, because the way that all the venues are, or most of the venues around here, you don't really, unless you know where to go and you've got a lot of time, you don't really go to places that are more like the listening rooms that the songwriters enjoy doing.
Right.
Because honestly, it's the commodity of what you're offering to the venues that are actually having live music. And so you're kind of stuck either doing your stuff yourself, going in and recording and trying to release stuff on your own and then find an audience and stuff. Sometimes it's from the audience's perspective. I know you've seen this 1,000 times where people are like, I don't know that song. Why are they playing that? And I think some of that I would love if I could just magically make 2 or 3 venues that were like, the way it was when I was out in Arizona. Jesse and I were out in Arizona years and years ago. And if you did a cover song on stage, they would turn you off.
Yep.
And you did not get a gig unless you actually wrote your own stuff.
Right.
And then people had to actually enjoy your stuff, or you were not getting booked again.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I just went to a show recently here in East Texas that was not a listening room environment. And I was there for 3 hours and didn't hear a cover song the whole time I was there. And the place was sold out, completely sold out.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, it exists here. I know people are craving it because I'm seeing it. Yeah. But it's still, I feel like it's a struggle, and it seems to be in the northeast of Texas. I've been to other parts of Texas, the Metroplex, Houston, Central Texas, Hill Country. They're all original acts, man. Yeah. It's all original music. For some reason here, it's a little bit different. But
how it used to be, where it didn't matter who you were. If you were going out on a Friday or Saturday night, you could go to 10 different places and hear 10 different versions of Rocky Mountain Way. That
right.
was just kind of the way it was. I think artists now, especially now, probably just need to embrace their artistry and say, look, I'm going to throw it out there, and if you want to have us, you're going to get some original stuff too.
Love that. Yeah. So I'm excited about having you guys and the rest of the lineup from Forge Fest. And we haven't really talked about Forge Fest yet. We're going to do that right now. April 11th is Forge Fest in Ben Wheeler at the Forge, which is one of those listening room type places. that caters to original acts. It's one of the few that are left here in East Texas, in my opinion, where you can find somebody who's playing all original music for the most part. And that's why a lot of times you'll see artists there that perhaps you haven't heard of before, that you really need to hear of them, because they're incredible original acts. And I love the Forge for that reason, just the fact that they cater to original acts. Forge Fest is no difference. Now, you're going to go, if you do go to Forge Fest, you're going to hear covers. Don't get me wrong. There will be cover music played there, but at the same time, every single one of these bands and artists are original as well. You got Kirk Harper, you got the Resurrection Project, which is Chewy Taylor, who's incredible. Gary with Legal Contraband. You got Chase Rains, who's making a name for himself all over Texas. The legendary Texas Tornado Wes Jeans is the headliner of this show. You're not going to find more original music than Wes. I don't know if Jen is performing, but she's a hell of a songwriter as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she might be emceeing, and I don't know if she's performing, but again, just if you're a fan of original music, Forge Fest is the place to be. April 11th, it's going to be all day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. I'm here to tell you, you can go on the internet right now as we're talking. We're, 5 weeks out, and you can get tickets to this thing for only $20. That's insane to me.
It's awesome.
Like, that's incredibly low. Like, legitimately, I spent $90 this past weekend going to shows. So, you know, and I got maybe, 6 hours of music. You're going to get 12 hours of music or 11 hours of music here for $20. And there's going to be all kinds of other crazy shit out there, too, you're going to be able to check out also, just because the Forge is always awesome. So, you guys are playing the event. What can people expect to see from you guys during this show, during y'all's set?
Well, I think with this show, it gives us an opportunity to kind of whatever little hair we have left to let down a little bit. So it's kind of going to be a Full Metal Jacket, kind of 4 on the floor, energetic kind of show that we don't get a chance to do a lot. We're all kind of not ex-rockers, but we came from kind of a metal type of background, and I think some of that the old ways kind of to come out and
bro, you're from Texas. That's always there, dude. Like, I don't.
We definitely have an affinity for the heavier stuff, but we don't get a chance to really kind of do that. So we have to take as much of our old metal sensibilities and put them into this redneck rock and roll kind of thing that we do.
Yeah. And so I've just shared the ticket link for the event. Again, general admission at the gate is going to be $25. So if you take a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something, you can save $10 just by getting your tickets right now. $5 a ticket by getting them in advance. And if you are hearing this in the future and there is no link in your comment section, then you can just go to outhousetickets.com and search up Forge Fest 2026, and there will be a ticket link there. And we're going to be there too. We'll be on the ground. The Boston Chris Show will be there. Hopefully not getting in too much trouble out there. But so I'm going to put you guys on the spot before we talk about the featured song. We have a pick of the week, and this week's pick of the week is Kirk and Jesse's pick of the week. So you guys will each get to pick a song by a different artist. So a lot of artists will pick somebody they want to give some notice to. A lot of people will pick a song that inspired them in some way, or maybe a song that you're just obsessed with right now. But each of you, go ahead and pick a song that you'd like for us to feature from a different artist.
You want to think about yours just for a second? Okay, I'm going to pick. Oh gosh, man, it's kind of a toss-up for me, and I'm going to pick Nick Brumley, "Me and the Devil."
Dude,
that's what I'm going to pick. I was going to pick Race Ricketts, picking pulling weed.
Oh my God, either one, bro.
I know, but listen, I was a Mansion Family fan.
Oh.
Back in the day, I love Chris and I love Nick.
One of the cleanest guitarists in the world, John Fox, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh
sir.
my gosh.
It was, I'm just telling you, I saw them at Stanley's, and I can't remember what year it was, but I just come back to East Texas from Phoenix, and I went down to Stanley's. I was hanging out, and the Mansion Family comes on. That's back when Nick had really
Yeah.
long hair, and dude, they had I can't remember the kid's name that played upright bass, but the band was just mind blowing.
That was probably Doghouse Stepani, I think, Johnston.
Yeah. Such great guys. They were real sweethearts. I loved every single one of them. But listen, man, I was so impressed with those guys. I'm like, my favorite local band, and I've got so many. All my friends are local bands, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the Manson Family by
Bro,
far.
Nick Brumley's latest record, Circus. Oh my God, what a work of art, dude. Jeez.
So good.
Yeah.
And Presley's great. I mean, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, I had them on the show earlier this year, man. What a freaking treat that was chatting with them, one after the other. Yeah, Jesse, man, yeah, this is gonna be tough to follow that up, man.
Yeah, we're talking about local people, right?
Anybody, dude, anybody, any song.
Well, Kirk and I have been listening to the Red Clay Strays a lot,
bro. Yes,
and they have this song that's called Disaster. And
it rocks.
They're
so good, man.
It's just, those guys, I don't know what it is about them, but man, they are just, that dude.
Dude, watch out for Alabama, bro. Like, you think, like, Texas and Alabama are the spearhead right now when it comes to music, I feel.
Absolutely.
Golly, man.
Love Jay Buchanan, the front guy from Rival Sons. His new album, Beautiful Weapons, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, man, I love it. That's why we do this segment, bro. It's all about learning about new music. What are people listening to? What is people? What are they resonating with? Right, and you just never know what you're going to hear on the show. But that's what I love about just like spurring it on you, right? Like, don't let you prepare. Just hit me with the song. 114 Miles to Paris, man. Tell us about this song and how it came to be.
Gosh, man, this song was one of those songs I wrote years ago, actually, and I was inspired. As a matter of fact, the crazy thing is, and I just put these pieces together. Years ago, I played drums for a little while with Tyler Linnaeus, and then I played bass with Tyler as well for a couple of years, and so I watched him grow up. Well, years ago, we played up in Paris, Texas, and Wes Jeans and Lance Lopez came up and played. Like, Wes did 3 songs in the Pines and a couple of other songs, and then Lance came up and El Paso Sugar and a couple of other songs. And we had a great night, and we were driving back from Paris. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know, maybe I probably was a little more intoxicated than I should have been. And
Are you saying it might have been 300 miles to Paris? Is that what you're saying, Kirk?
It quite possibly could. But we were coming back, and I remember looking out the window, and I said, man, I feel like that road between Paris and Winnsboro, I was like, I feel like I'm in a Tarantino movie. And when I did, I don't know what it was, but the story started coming to me about this girl, and so the song kind of came out of a deal where I could just kind of see this manic dude going through all this stuff and always doing crazy and stupid stuff and pushing himself to limits for some girl. And here it is all these years later, and I do the same thing for my wife. Dude. So I kind of think it's appropriate. The guys are always doing something stupid for the girls.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you, any freaking song story that has Tyler Linnaeus, Lance Lopez, and Wes Jeans in it is all right by me. And by God, you better be able to play guitar on that song if you're telling a story with those 3 dudes in it, right?
I'm going to leave all that to Jesse.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus, Tyler Linnaeus, bro. Man, that's a talented dude, too. The only guy I've ever interviewed on my show who wrote a song as he was playing the song on the show.
That is so him. Listen,
Yeah,
man,
definitely.
to be honest with you about Tyler, not to get too far off the track, but Tyler was one of those guys, and at such a young age, had such a vocabulary for guitar,
Yeah.
and he could do things that you just go, man, he's so young to kind of make the guitar do what he made it do. It really, Tyler was just, he's such a uniquely talented, sweet, kind,
Yep.
good guy, and funny.
Always funny, bro. Always funny. Yeah.
Yes, and he hasn't stopped. I mean, he's a dad now, for goodness sakes. He's sober. He's a dad. He's still 100% Tyler.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, sober hasn't changed him at all. Like,
No,
yeah,
no. I mean, the only thing is we've got so many stupid stories that we've gone through, because I played with him overall for about 4 years. So I was with him when he was going between 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. I was in the band with him.
wow.
And it was just such a fun time with Tyler. So I would love to see him writing and be back in music. I think now he's kind of squared away to where he's probably.
I think we just have to get a one of those petitions together.
I agree, man.
To bring Tyler Linnaeus back. I think we start signing a petition on it and make it happen. Guys, it's Kirk Harper, and I want you guys to follow along with these guys. It's Kirk Harper Music pretty much everywhere. They got a YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. So at Kirk Harper Music, that's KirkHarper. And get him about 8,000 million followers. That way they're not unknown anymore. And then they could be the great, I don't know, the great known.
Yes.
Yes. See, they're ready made for a band name when they're famous, and that's up to you guys out there. So make that happen. Do you guys know if you're? Because I know they have you listed as the first artist of the day. Is that how it's going to be? You guys are leading off.
Yes. Well, I think we start at 2 and we go from 2 to 3:30. I think Gary had said something about he's going to have some of the local kids that are in like high school band or something like that come up and do some stuff.
That's going to be cool as well. That's such a good idea, man. Man, I know we haven't talked about it and we're running out of time, but man, talk about the rehearsal room and Gary in general, just what he's kind of meant to you guys.
To be honest with you, when Gary first came to town, my first thoughts were, I'm so glad that somebody's doing something like Dallas, the DLP rehearsals and places like that offer some place for guys that don't have a band hall or don't have a place where they can jam to come up if they don't have PA, if they don't have drum sets, but they just want to be creative. So I think that is just an invaluable resource for local people that maybe are not set up to be able to play
Indeed.
And to practice. And he's got video stuff there. He's got a great room. He's got great amenities. So when you go in there, you feel like you're being catered to, which is the wonderful thing. He's got a media room over there where you can do interviews and you can do videos and you can do these things. Nobody else has done that in Tyler. Has anybody ever done that before? When we were kids, we would either get like a warehouse or a storage room and outfit it and run 20 different things off a dual outlet in there to be able to jam and play. And so with what Gary's doing, I think it's really refreshing and it's very cool, because I can tell that his heart is in a place where he just is trying to help any and every local artist and musician have some things that maybe they don't have on their own.
And that's why it warms my heart that him and Ross and them from the Forge have kind of joined in on this venture for Forge Fest, because they have the same mentality for local music, local artists, local everything. And you're right, there is no room like the rehearsal room in Tyler. There hasn't been. I've been involved in the local scene since 2016. I can't think of anything that's quite like it. And, man, I'm stoked. I haven't announced this anywhere. I guess now is as good a time as any. But we are going to be filming a live podcast at the rehearsal room on April 23rd with joint custody.
Nice.
Yeah. So
those guys are great, dude.
That's going to be a lot of fun in that room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's good for, anybody that supports local music, and especially kind of, for lack of a better term, put their money where their mouth is. It's a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing. Gary doesn't get anything out of it other than the thrill of being able to help somebody, and I think that is one of the coolest things.
And I'll tell you what, though, that's one of the biggest payoffs there is in the world, man. Just knowing that you're part of something that is helping other human beings with their passion. And honestly, that's why I love doing what I do. I know that's why Ross and them love what they do at the Forge. And there's other places. The Bowery in Winsboro is a place that I know that they're just so in love with the arts, and they're not doing it for any other reason than to further the arts in East Texas. So, yeah, so really stoked about that. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're going to get into the music, Kurt, and I appreciate, and Jesse. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and I'll see you guys on the earth, as they say, in Ben Wheeler on April 11th. Man, we'll shake hands.
Thanks for having us, brother. We really appreciate you, and appreciate everybody out there.
Yep, you guys have a great night.
You do the same, brother.
All right, bye-bye. All right, guys, we're going to get into the music. This is the best part of the show, guys, is when we get to play a couple of songs from the folks that we just chatted with. It's so cool. We're going to play 114 Miles to Paris, which we just found out may not be true, right? Because apparently he wasn't all sober at the time. So it could be anywhere between, 60 miles to Paris to 600 miles to Paris. I'll let you guys choose. Here is the Kirk Harper Band, a.k.a. The Great Unknown. With 114 Miles to Paris. Y'all check it out. A sneak peek of what you can expect. April 11th, Forge Fest, Ben Wheeler.
It's 114 miles to Paris. I've been behind this wheel 6 days, staring in my own headlights. It was all about a girl. Out in Vegas when push came to shove, we were in all of the wrong places looking for love. We went together like a hand on a gun, like a finger on the trigger, like a band on the run. She was a razor's edge to die for, a smile and high heels. She was a loaded gun with passport eyes in a short dress. She was a one-way ticket to everlasting chaos. I was just a dumb kid with a taste for extreme, burning down bridges like fire and gasoline. It's 114 miles to Paris. I've been behind this wheel 6 days, staring in my own headlights. It was all about a girl. That girl was trouble from nowhere to go. We were dancing with the devil on our way to out of control. We got our kicks right down on Felony Road. We were running for our lives, loving every minute of it. She was a razor's edge to die for, a smile She was a loaded gun with passport eyes and a short dress. She was a one-way ticket to everlasting chaos. I was just a dumb kid with a taste for extreme, burning down bridges like fire and gasoline. Like fire and gasoline. Fire and gasoline.
All right, that's 114 Miles to Paris from Kirk Harper and the Great Unknown. And we'll get into their picks of the week. First pick of the week from Kirk himself is, man, what a great artist and a great song too. From Nick Brumley, this is Me and the Devil.
For my problems, a nickel for a ride. Once again we walk these lonely streets tonight. It's where I always feel at home. Tell me what's the special, I'll take the 2 for 1. Apathy is always present when you're on the run. You don't miss that rising sun. The devil's always trying to crawl through my window, clawing at my back when I'm trying to run out that front door. Once he grabs a hold, you can guarantee that he won't let go. Whoa, and it's me and the devil on an eye-to-eye level tonight. And it's me and the devil on an eye-to-eye level tonight. Job description, it's so hard to see all the words that are buried underneath, all the ones that feel opposed. Once they reach the surface, it's too late to hide. They always say to be cruel is to be kind. Then it's another flooded road. The devil's always trying to crawl through my window, trying to run out that front door. And once he grabs a hold, you can guarantee that he won't let go. Whoa, and it's me and the devil on an eye-to-eye level tonight. And it's me and the devil on an eye-to-eye level tonight. Just another demon and it's never looking clear. Lord, you don't wanna know this hard-lived life. Well, it's just another secret, you can never keep it. Take it in and feel it, but don't try to feed it. Lord, you don't wanna know this hard-lived life. And it's me and the devil on an eye-to-eye level tonight. And it's me and the devil on an eye-to-eye level tonight.
All right, and then Jesse's pick of the week is Disaster by the Red Claw. All right, Tunesday Tuesday, episode number 76 is in the books, featuring Kirk Harper and the Great Unknown. So stoked to have Kirk and Jesse here for the first time ever. You guys make sure you're following along with everything that they have going on at Kirk Harper Music. And a reminder, get your advanced general admission tickets for Forge Fest 2026 live from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on April 11th in Ben Wheeler at the Forge Bar and Grill. If you get your tickets in advance, you can save $5 a ticket. It's only $20 for an entire day and night of live local music with great food at the Forge as well. Man, you can't beat it. So I hope to see you all there. Make sure you can get your tickets at Outhouse Music or OuthouseTickets.com. Just search for Forge Fest 2026 in there, and you should be able to get your tickets. We'll also put a link in the description down below for you to get those as well. And, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and make sure you're following along with everything we have going on. We are at the Boston Chris Show on everywhere. And we are live with Tunesday Tuesday every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and sometimes at 8 p.m. as well on Facebook and Twitch. I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we will be back next Tuesday for episode number 77, featuring my buddy Trey Calloway, who has a brand new single. And we're going to meet the lovely and talented Miss Lee Newton next week at 8 p.m., who has a new record out that involves Georgette Jones. And I'm thinking that we're going to probably have to have Georgette on the show at some point, because this is the second or third song that we've featured on this show that Georgette has her hands on. So that might have to be a thing. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will catch you down the road. Thank you. Boston Chris, out.